Do you own a laser printer, copier, or a fax? Well then, listen close to this announcement. Laser Technologies has been providing high-quality, frustration-free toner cartridges that are guaranteed not to harm your equipment for over 20 years. Laser Technologies will save you on your supplies with high-quality and fast delivery. Savings up to 50%. Laser Technologies supplies toner, imaging drums, developer and cartridges for most of the major brands. For a price quote, send an email to service@laser-technologies.com. Include your printer make and model for your part number. Call us at 561-792-9600. That's 561-792-9600. Laser Technologies, providing 100% of the quality at a fraction of the price. 561-792-9600.
Hi folks, I'm Roger from Rogers Gotcha Motoring. If you need a local auto repair shop, Rogers Gotcha Motoring will take care of all of your automotive repair needs. If you need something as simple as an oil change or as complex as an engine overhaul, I have the latest in technology and the knowledge to get the job done right. We've been servicing Pinellas County since 1994 and are conveniently located at 3700 5th Avenue North in St. Petersburg, Florida. If you need service, call now at 727-327-1830 or visit my website at www.rogersgotchamotoring.com or like my Facebook page at Rogers Gotcha Motoring for a complete list of all of our services. So come on over to Rogers, that's me, and get your car service today. And don't forget to shop and support local business. Call now to book your appointment at 727-327-1830. That's 727-327-1830, or swing on by.
K-Pasa Mexican Cantina is where friends and neighbors come to connect, share, and celebrate one another in a festive, casual atmosphere. Offering rich, robust flavors of authentic Mexican cuisine, we use only the freshest, finest ingredients. We chop and dice, season and blend, and then cook everything we serve to perfection. One thing that makes Mexican food even better is one of our delicious Best of the Bay margaritas. Our signature series of margarita flavors range from our sweet and fruity mango and strawberry to our hot and juicy jalapeno margarita. Having a busy meeting or getting together and looking for Mexican food? Try our Fast Fax form. It's an easy, fast way to order your favorite Mexican food. We have special platters and layouts for any occasion. The form is super easy to fill out, fax, email, or just call it in. Whether it's here in the restaurant, in your home or office, at K-Pasa we celebrate bringing people together. K-Pasa Mexican Cantina, 10478 Roosevelt Boulevard North Street in the Gateway Shopping Center, 727-330-3663 in St. Petersburg.
Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Hey, this is Captain Hook for Statewide Pest Control Services. They've been serving the west coast of Florida since 1987. Statewide does it all. Pest control, termites, lawns, mosquitoes, tent fumigations, etc. This announcement is from their mold division. Since Hurricane Charlie in 2004, all their personnel are certified in mold and moisture control. Their two-step services are guaranteed to get you back in your home quicker and in most cases paid by your insurance company. Give them a call at 877-488-7378. That's Statewide Pest Control Services for all your pest and mold control needs, serving Florida from Pasco to Lee counties. Statewide Pest Control Services, 877-488-7378. 877-488-7378. That's 877-488-7378. You're listening to WDBFradio.com, a tune-in station.
I grabbed my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on when the sun shines all day.
It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. on the WDBF Radio Network. And now, your host, Riscala Stevens.
Good morning, everyone. It's a nice, beautiful morning here in South Florida. Not quite as cool as it's been in the past, but looking good. Good morning, Devin.
Good morning.
We are enjoying, as the sun's coming up, literally as I'm speaking, the sun is coming up over the clouds there. What a beautiful sight that is to see, huh?
Yeah, it's a little different. You know, we lost an hour last night. We sprung ahead the hour, so usually the sun would be up by now.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it actually be usually by now, but great morning.
Excellent.
Looks like the winds have calmed down a little bit. I know we were getting some ground swells, and hopefully we'll see some good fishing today.
Yeah, we've been told here that as this front comes through, the fishing is expected to pick up. And you gave me a really crazy number about the quest for the ring, and I hope to have Todd on later who will verify this. But what was that you were telling me about the sailfish?
So the total purse of the tournament is $1.5 million.
Right.
For the total purse of the tournament. For the sailfish, I don't have the exact numbers. For the meatfish category, altogether they were going after $250,000.
Right, I think it was something. Yep.
Yep, it's crazy numbers these guys fish for, and like I said, it's a machine out there when they're doing that. They're working on baits are always out, and it's just a numbers game. How many sailfish you can catch?
Mm-hmm. And you ran a number by me earlier, 100 or something. Sailfish that were caught and released?
I think so. I'm going to pull up the exact numbers with this wonderful thing we have as technology.
Yeah, that is they were saying that the sailfish action was very, very heavy. For the last couple of weeks, we've been reporting all along the coast, as far up north as, my goodness, I think as far up north as almost Orlando, all the way down to the Keys. The sailfish action has been really, really heavy. Now we have this quest for the ring that is about a week long, right? This thing lasts?
Well, it starts on a Wednesday as the captain's kickoff party. Then Thursday is the celebrity fishing. Friday and Saturday is fishing with the pros. And the unofficial winners, 13 sailfish caught and released. And what I mean by caught and release for everybody out there, it's not, they don't actually boat the fish, because what they do is they have a longer leader. Once you get that fish up close to the boat and your hand's on the leader, they cut the line because they're fishing circle hooks, and they release the fish, so it's a lot less stress on the fish.
So the fish actually stays in the water then?
Fish actually stays in the water the whole time with the billfish.
Wow. That's amazing. Well, we're going to hear some more about that as the show goes on this morning. I hope to have Todd Roy on, who is one of the promoters, the promoter for the Quest for the Ring. That was an amazing tournament. There's not enough I can say about it. I don't know. I guess for me, I'm kind of naive to all of this. Is this fishing for me has always been something that was that I did, to enjoy and catch fish, and catch dinner. I never thought about, my goodness, $1.5 million guaranteed, $1.5 million guaranteed, and that is backed up by the Hard Rock Cafe. And it didn't matter how many boats they got; they guaranteed that amount. Some of these I know with the little knowledge that I have. If they say it's 1,000 or 2,000, whatever the prize number is dependent upon however many boats are in the tournament. And this one wasn't like that. It was completely unique. And the gifting, I know that you showed up in the afternoon on what was it, Wednesday, right?
Saturday.
My mind is a blur. Yes, it was. I kept thinking it was Wednesday. So, and you got to see some of the stuff that was going on. Some amazing stuff, right?
Yeah, the gifting suite there, I mean, Todd and Jimmy, they do it like no other, man. We went to the gifting suite. Of course, I joined the Fish Florida table with the Fish Florida mobile app, and got a chance to walk around and meet people. It's an experience like no other tournament has.
Wow. All right, well, we have our first guest is waiting. Let's see. I believe that is Miss Pam Worth, and she is one of the top female anglers who uses a kayak. And that in itself is a great deal of bravery. So, Pam, good morning. Welcome to the Fish Florida Show.
Good morning. How are y'all doing?
Oh, we are just having a lovely time. As the sun is just now coming up here on the East Coast. Oh, I think you're on the East Coast this week, aren't you?
That's right. That's right. I'm in Jacksonville right now.
And what's it like up there?
For me, it's cold. So this morning is a lot nicer than it was on Friday. Friday was horrible until the afternoon. But at least the sun's coming up. Not really much clouds in the sky, so hopefully it'll warm up a little bit before the rain comes in tonight.
Are you doing any fishing right now?
Matter of fact, yes. I'm in my kayak. I'm on the river, and we're going to start jigging in a little bit for bull reds.
Oh, fishing skinny water up there on the flats?
We did that. I did that Friday and Saturday. Today, I'm going to go in the middle of the river and jig for the big bull reds, see if they're out there, if they're going to take an artie or not. Because I'm pre-fishing for the IFA, and the IFA is artificials only.
Oh, well, good luck. Good luck. The IFA is, it's coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, it's next weekend in Jacksonville. The boats go out on Saturday out of Sisters, and the kayaks go out on Sunday.
Very nice. Yep. My buddy and I were contemplating fishing that. Our boat's a little big for that to get in the skinnier water than we prefer, but we'll see if we make it up there.
All right. Well, holler at me.
We'll do.
So for those of us like me who don't know what IFA stands for, what is IFA?
That is the Inshore Fishing Association. It's one of the first redfish tournaments, one of the first larger tournaments that has a separate division for kayaks, which, thank you. For the boats, it is a weigh-in. The boats must bring 2 reds, or that's what they can bring in, 2 reds, and they weigh them in. For the kayaks, which is a little harder to bring live fish in, it's a CPR, catch, photograph, and release. And the reds that are brought in by the boaters are kept alive and released right after they're weighed in, revived in a tank and then released. So this is not a kill tournament.
I'd like to take some of that home for dinner.
Yeah, but as many as some of these guys catch, it's kind of nice that this tournament is a release tournament and that the fisheries aren't negatively affected by the tournament.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the inshore stuff I do all catch and release. There's plenty better tasting fish in the ocean out there when we go offshore.
Well, I don't know. I'm based out of Tampa, and one of my favorite fish is a snook. I only take one a year just because of the freezes, and they're just starting to come back in. But I don't think you'll have finer dining than that.
I'll have to argue with you. I do love my wahoo. That's one of my favorite fish, wahoo.
Okay, I do like wahoo.
That's 3 of us with 3 different fish. I'm a dolphin guy. I love dolphin. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. See, now I grew up calling it dolphin also, and people go my, and I go, what? When I was a kid, I'm like, what in the world are you talking about? I go, oh, that's a dolphin. They go, oh my gosh, you killed Flipper? And I go, no, Flipper is a porpoise.
Well, those ones that call it mahi, they're not from Florida, they're not local, so
that's a Hawaii, right?
We'll leave it at that.
That's a Hawaii.
Exactly.
So what's the report up here? How's the bite going in Jacksonville?
Friday, the bite was really pretty good. I ended up with 4 red in a little location we scouted, 4 reds and 4 really nice trout. Yesterday, it got colder and windier, and the trout were fine. It was real tough to find a decent red. So I think the guys that are fishing south and making a 3-hour drive for the weigh-in are probably going to end up being the winners, unless we can find some bulls out here jigging in the river. I just dodged a tugboat pulling a big barge. So,
honest to God, I was going to say she probably just dodged a barge.
So, is it? How's the bite been? Has it been early morning topwater bite?
No, it's been cold here. I mean, when I launched this morning, it was in the 40s. Oh, so that really puts it's been cold. So that and it's going to be cold all this week. I don't think it's going to get much, maybe 70 this week in Jacksonville. So that's going to put a real damper on the topwater bite because the fish are just a lot more, what do I say, not as aggressive.
See what happens when it gets cold like that, Riscalas. Those fish, they'll start to bed. They'll push south down to our area, and that's how when Sebastian Inlet really blows up and really gets on fire. Or those fish they'll get into those deeper water and they'll bed. And you got to change up your tactics with that. So what are you approaching with? Little soft plastics on there? DOA Cal?
My favorite one right now for the flats is the Slayer SST. And I've been using if it's the longer one, the extra large, I've been using an owner's, I just call it worm hook. Some people call it, weedless hook. And if it's a regular size one, I've been using either the DOA jig head, their jig head, or, the Unfair Lure. I like the Unfair Lure jig head, the angle. I don't know if you've seen it. It's got a unique angle to it. It's not quite
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's not the U like a regular jig head. It kind of points back in toward the jig head. So it's a real nice hook set.
Nice. So it keeps that hook upright in case you get into any of those little grassy areas. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, since it's not like a circle, it's a little harder to get back out of their, not out of their mouth when you fight it, because if you're not talented enough to keep pressure, especially on a trout, then if they back up and you don't keep pressure on them, that hook will come out. So it's an easy release hook, but it's a really sharp get in their mouth hook too.
Nice.
Are these hooks barbed? I'm ignorant to this, so I know this is a silly question, but are these hooks barbed?
Yeah, all the hooks are barbed, and if you prefer not to use a barbed hook, it's very easy to turn around and just take a pliers and slam that barb down. Yeah. And when I pre-fish, definitely all my hooks are barbless. And sometimes if I'm pre-fishing on a Friday, I'll take the hooks off the lures. All I want to know is the fish are there and what they're hitting. I think people who turn around and go ahead, say again.
I'm curious. I have something for Devin. Devin, when they're catching these sailfish and releasing them, are they barbed?
They are circle hooked and they are barbed. Yes.
Okay. I'm just curious.
Yeah, because we do that in the kayak too. Extreme down in Pompano. Matter of fact, we have another one coming up in April. We follow those rules also. We have a 15-foot leader with circle hooks, and it is a CPR tournament. So we do have a sailfish coming up, the Extreme out of Pompano. I forgot the date in April, but it's around the corner.
Hey,
Joe Hector puts it on.
You'll be right down in our woods down here.
Yep, I will.
So my other favorite hook when I fish in those waters, because I just been getting the IFA stuff and the inshore stuff tuned in, because I'm really bigger on the offshore, but I do dabble with the snook and the redfish. I like the owners, the twist lock hooks. Those have become one of my favorites for the weedless.
That's what I'm using. That's exactly what I'm using. It's a little tough to put on if you're using Z-Man, it's a little tough, and a trick is to put your Z-Man in your cooler so they get nice and cold. They're a little, sorry, is my motorcycle going by. They're a little easier to twist on, but any other bait is real easy to use.
Now that didn't sound right. She's on the water in a kayak. Sorry for the motorcycle. What do you got, a water motorcycle going by?
No, I'm kind of fishing the banks, looking for warmer water, hopefully that's where the reds are. I didn't want to go out. Seriously, I came back out of the river because I didn't want to dodge any more barges while I was talking to you. I figured why tempt fate?
Yeah, I agree. Thank you. I want you safe and sound because we want you back again.
Thank you. Yeah, we worked top water the last 2 days, and the wind was either too choppy or you just needed a little bit warmer for a really nice top water bite.
When it gets warmer, Scala, and that sun hits the top of that water, the top water bite is insane first thing in the morning. Insane. Wow. It's my favorite bite inshore fishing is top water.
Well, some people have a fallacy that you can only use top water first thing in the morning or late at night. Sometimes when I tournament fish, that might be the only lure I threw. That big 30-inch red that I got on the flats last weekend, that was at 1 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Goodness. Oh, in the afternoon, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep, that's actually, I fished the inshore tournament for the UCF Fishing Club a couple of weeks ago, and that's all I used all day. It was all top water. That's where the bite was. The water was nice and clear, lightened up the leader, and just went all top water.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Pam, I want to thank you for taking the time to call in, giving us a fishing report, letting us know what's going on up there in the wonderful land of Jacksonville. I am glad that you're up there and not me, waking up to 40-some-odd degrees in the morning. Pam Worth is one of the top-known anglers who uses a kayak, female anglers that uses a kayak here in the Florida area. So you can find her online, Pam, W-I-R-T-H. And Pam, you have a couple of sponsors. Let's mention them real quick. I've got a breakup coming up against, but I want to get your sponsors in there real quick.
Okay, my Instagram is Pamela K. Worth, and my sponsors are my ride is a beautiful native watercraft. I also Daiwa Reels, Cajun, which happens to be in the Jacksonville area. It's probably one of the best rods made on earth. I'm also Ohiro products, Ohiro fishing products, and of course you can't rig your kayak without Yak Attack.
Oh my goodness. Pam, thank you so much. I wish you a wonderful day.
Thanks.
Tight lines, bent rods, and I hope to speak with you soon. We are up against a break, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't go away. It is the Fish Florida Show. I am your host, Riscala, with my co-host, Devin. We will be right back. Don't go away.
You're listening to the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Do you own a laser printer, copier, or a fax? Well then, listen close to this announcement. Laser Technologies has been providing high-quality, frustration-free toner cartridges that are guaranteed not to harm your equipment for over 20 years. Laser Technologies will save you on your supplies with high-quality and fast delivery. Savings up to 50%. Laser Technologies supplies toner, imaging drums, developer and cartridges for most of the major brands. For a price quote, send an email to service@laser-technologies.com. Include your printer make and model for your part number. Call us at 561-792-9600. That's 561-792-9600. Laser Technologies, providing 100% of the quality at a fraction of the price. 561-792-9600.
When selling your luxury home, you need someone who understands your expectations. Someone familiar with the industry, who can sell your home faster and get you the best price. Someone who can provide you with a full-service brokerage firm. That someone is Devin Canhigh with Exit Realty. Devin is a veteran who has grown up in South Florida and spent his life in Palm Beach County. With Devin's marketing strategy and his network of contacts, you will be pleased at how quickly, smoothly, and easily your home can be sold. Not sure what your home should sell for? With Devin on your side, you will receive a free evaluation. Call Devin today at 561-281-9138. He's ready to serve your needs and expectations. That's 561-281-9138. Devin Canhigh with Exit Realty, 561-281-9138.
Que Pasa Mexican Cantina is where friends and neighbors come to connect, share, and celebrate one another in a festive, casual atmosphere. Offering rich, robust flavors of authentic Mexican cuisine, we use only the freshest, finest ingredients. We chop and dice, season and blend, and then cook everything we serve to perfection. One thing that makes Mexican food even better is one of our delicious Best of the Bay margaritas. Our signature series of margarita flavors range from our sweet and fruity mango and strawberry to our hot and juicy jalapeno margarita. Having a busy meeting or getting together and looking for Mexican food? Try our Fast Fax form. It's an easy, fast way to order your favorite Mexican food. We have special platters and layouts for any occasion. The form is super easy to fill out, fax, email, or just call it in. Whether it's here in the restaurant, in your home or office, at Que Pasa we celebrate bringing people together. Que Pasa Mexican Cantina, 10478 Roosevelt Boulevard North Street in the Gateway Shopping Center, 727-330-3663 in St. Petersburg.
Until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on when the sun shines all day. They call me a grouper. So fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah.
It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. on the WDBF Radio Network. And now your host, Riscala Stevens.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Devin. I have taken over the show from Riscala. I am waiting on my next guest. I think we have her on the line. We have Carol Strickland with Mermaid Vodka. Carol, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Good morning. Thanks for having us on.
Absolutely. Thanks for being on this morning. How is your week going so far?
Well, we're a little tired this morning. We had a long day yesterday. We fished the tournament, so we got in, at 4:00, and we had activation all night last night at the Big Chill. We had mermaids in the pool at the Big Chill. We had girls going around handing out samples. So we were very busy. We finally packed up and got out of there about 11 o'clock last night. It was quite the party.
Wow, yep. Jimmy does it like no other. I heard the party was amazing last night. So how many sailfish did you guys end up landing?
We ended up with 4 sails and 1 cobia. We had 4 sails the first day, and then day 2 we weren't where the bite was. The bite was up north around Miami in the northern boundary. So we were a little further south and just couldn't get into the bite. So we're so happy. We had a great captain. We fished off the jackpot with Captain Lee Robinson and his wife Taffy Robinson and our mate Bradley Galvin, and they were fantastic. They're an awesome team, and they did the best they could on day 2 to get us onto the fish, but we just weren't where the bite was.
And that happens. That's why they call it fishing. So
exactly.
Carol, tell us a little bit about Mermaid Vodka.
Well, Mermaid Vodka is a Florida brand. It's distilled in Riviera Beach by Citrus Distillers, and it's distributed by Blue Rack out of Dania Beach. We have literally been in business 2 months. In business, when I say that, I mean with product. We got our first pallet in the warehouse in February, and we've been running hard ever since, getting into liquor stores in Fort Lauderdale and Weston, and now down in the Keys. We spent a couple days in the Keys getting set up so that when people came up to ask us where they could get it locally, we now have it available down at Discount Liquors and the Green Turtle and a couple other places. So it's been a very fast ramp up. Doing the event with the Jimmy Johnson Billfish was really big for us. Great exposure, and of course Todd and Valerie Roy and their whole team at CI Management are fantastic to work with. They really set us up great, and we can't thank them enough because it was just outstanding exposure and great reaction to our product. It's a super smooth premium vodka, so we distill it 6 times. It's filtered, and that's why it has that extra smoothness. So everybody that's tasted it straight actually prefers it that way, rather than adding in all the calories and the mixers and whatnot.
Good morning, Carol. It's Riscala on this end. Devin, did you you tasted some of that, right, when you were there?
Yeah, I did have the opportunity to taste the Carol's vodka. And Carol, the Mermaid Vodka, it is probably one of the best vodkas I've had. It was so smooth.
I was so impressed with this that I went over. They gave me a free sample, and went back and got her card and said, "I'd like to have you on the show with us." It is a what am I looking for? It's a, I can't think of the word. It's a marine kind of based company. They have a sponsorship for a fishing team, and they have a product. Now, Carol is saying how fast everything is ramped up. What she hasn't told you is that, I believe, my personal opinion is, the reason, one of the vital reasons that this is happening is the product. You can't have an average product or below average product or just slightly above average product and expect to have this kind of reception. This stuff, those of you who heard me last week or the week before, whenever we had Carol on, I don't really do liquor. When I drank this, I was so impressed. It was so, I went over to your sales, I can't remember his name, the sales guy? Eric. And I have very little knowledge of how to make this stuff. And I'm not kidding you when I said to him, this stuff has to be filtered at least 4 or 5 times. He said, no, it's 6 times. And I said, no wonder it is so smooth and so easy. It's just, I couldn't say enough about it. It's really, really a premium product. But then we have the other side where we have this company who is sponsoring people in the tournament. And I heard you talk a little bit about that with Devin earlier. And congratulations on everything that you've done, especially with the success of such a phenomenal product. That's why I wanted you to come back on and give you a little more exposure, because I think people would really enjoy this stuff.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. I mean, when you said, we're a marine brand, we are all about fishing. That's how the brand came to be. It combines my passion for fishing and mermaids, and that's why our mermaid sits on a fish hook, and that's why our tagline is Get Hooked. We truly enjoy the sport of fishing, so it's been a lifelong passion, and we're really happy that we're able to participate in tournaments like the Jimmy Johnson, and we're looking at a couple of other tournaments. There's some big ones coming up in the fall up around Palm Beach. So, this isn't our only tournament. We'll be moving forward with quite a few different events, and that's really where our brand has the best spot, and people who fish definitely like to indulge. So we're really happy that they had such a great response to our product. And I thank you, Riscalia, for your comments, because we really appreciate it. We went the extra mile to make sure it was extra smooth.
So, Carol, if somebody wants to check you out, does Mermaid Vodka have social media where they can follow you guys on?
Oh, absolutely. We've done quite a bit of marketing on social media. You can find us on Facebook and on Instagram, and both ways just type in Mermaid Vodka or put @Mermaid Vodka, and we pop up. We also have a website, www.mermaidvodkausa.com, and on our website, because of the demand, we are selling our performance tees, or not tees, but long sleeve shirts, which are UPF 40, so they're performance fishing shirts, and hats and visors. Again, we just had such a great response to the logo and the design, and people kept asking us to sell them. So we're going to go ahead and put those up online this week. But we're all about social media.
So when you want to find Mermaid Vodka, I think this is important because they're so new. If you do a Google search for Mermaid Vodka, you're not going to end up finding this Mermaid Vodka. You're going to find something with the name Mermaid in it, but it is not Mermaid Vodka USA. So you've got to make sure that you go to Mermaid Vodka USA. You got to put the USA in there. It's not just Mermaid Vodka. Mermaid Vodka USA, and you will be able to find their product. It is online. I believe that they're ready to ship, right? Carol, you ready to ship?
Our buy now button goes live this week. So we have product in the warehouse. We're ready to ship it. And as soon as the IT people, which is not my strength, get the product, the buy now button programmed, we'll be ready to ship it to all states. So even though we're not in your state yet, you'll be able to buy it and have it shipped directly to your home as long as someone 21 years of age or older can sign for it.
That is awesome. And Carol, you were talking about wanting to fish tournaments in the fall. We've got a lot of them coming up in the springtime, so you don't have to wait that long.
Oh, I know. We're looking at some of the local ones up around Pompano Beach and Fort Lauderdale area. But we're open to all tournaments. I mean, if somebody's listening and they have a tournament where they're looking for sponsorship, we'd be happy to review whatever they have to offer.
Absolutely, and I'll get with you offline after the show sometime, and I will get you some more information on some of the local tournaments here in our area, in the Palm Beach area, because they fish all the way down from south to north. The boundaries are huge with that, and maybe we can see each other in the water.
Awesome. I'd look forward to that.
This is a time of year, Devin, when all this stuff really starts to ramp up, right?
We just had the Jimmy Johnson tournament, of course,
right.
And then we just had one of our local smaller tournaments. It was the Meat Mayhem. Only 25 boats really in that tournament, But this is really the kickoff for our big tournament season up here for the KDWs. So it's a great time. So, Carol, one more time, where they can find you if they're looking for you and they want to purchase your vodka before we get you off of here?
We're at all of the Primo liquor stores in South Florida, and down in the Keys, we're at Discount Liquors in Key Largo, and at the Green Turtle liquor store in Isla Morada. We're also at the Whistle Stop Liquor Store in Isla Morada.
Green Turtle. I thought the Green Turtle was a restaurant.
It is. It's a restaurant, an inn, and they have a beautiful liquor, wine, and beer store.
Wow. So, and all right, give them the website and the social media one more time.
Okay, it's mermaidvodkausa.com is our website. And on social media, you can find us at Mermaid Vodka on both Instagram and Facebook. And we'll be putting up a lot of pictures from the Jimmy Johnson Billfish tournament. We had mermaids in the pool last night, so we're going to put some video up of them that we took with the drone.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, speaking of that, man, the gifting suite after party at the pool. What an amazing experience. You guys had the mermaids in the hot tub there.
I missed all of that.
You'd missed that, Riscala.
You had to say that, didn't you? You had to rub it in. Oh my goodness.
I sure did.
The Hard Rock was amazing. I mean, you can't even compare it to any other event. First class all the way, and just
they have mermaids
lots
in the pool?
of girls around.
Oh, they had girls on they had the girls on the rings dancing. It was an incredible experience.
Wow.
I know Carol was there for the whole thing. I only stayed for a short period of time with that, but it was a party like no other. They had a Lamborghini out by the pool. It was amazing.
All right, that bummed me for the day.
You're welcome.
I missed the mermaids. Oh my goodness. Wow.
Yeah,
well, Carol, thank you so much for taking the time to call in. Carol with Mermaid Vodka USA. Please make sure you put USA in there. Any last and departing comments before you go?
I want to thank you for having us on. We really appreciate the exposure. And as we say at Mermaid Vodka, get hooked on Mermaid Vodka.
That's excellent. That's Carol with Mermaid Vodka USA. You can find her online, www.mermaidvodkausa. Please make sure you put USA in there, .com. Thank you for taking the time to call in, Carol. And what else have we got going on this morning there, Mr. Devin?
You know, we had I'm still catching up from the hour we lost of sleep last night. We'll see how that goes with the new bill they have in the state to possibly end it.
They're talking about keeping it now.
Yep, they're talking about keeping it. So
my goodness.
We'll see how that goes. I mean, it's neither here nor there to me.
I would prefer that it stays this way. Don't keep changing it. You know, Mother Nature does it on its own, right?
You know,
the days get shorter on their own. The days get longer. Why do we got to mess with it?
I like it in the fall time because I get that extra hour of sleep for that one weekend. But the summertime, they take it right back from you again.
I dislike it because there are times at 5:30 in the afternoon it's already dark. I just can't deal with that.
Well, you know, and for me, that extra hour in the morning when we're out there fishing, it would be nice to have that extra hour.
We have quite a bit of that going on. So let's talk a little bit about the application, the Fish Florida app. It is a free download. You have a vital tool in the palm of your hands because this is usually intended for a smartphone, and most smartphones fit in the palm of your hand. In the palm of your hand, you'll have a tool that will tell you a wide variety of information. My goodness, where do we even start, Devin? Let's see.
Everything from finding product all the way down to buying your fishing license to seeing the tide reports to seeing the fishing regulations right from FWC because you know that's the number one source here in Florida.
Yep.
It's such a multi-level tool. That's the best way I can describe it.
And how much does it cost?
It's free.
It's free.
So
it's free. That's right. A free download. You can find it at most of and just about any of the stores. It has gone through a rigorous testing to make sure that it is a product that is of the greatest quality that you can get. It's not one of those programs you download, you go, oh my gosh, now what? It's messed up my phone. It's something that has been worked over and over and over. All the bugs have been worked out of it. It is something that you can use on a daily basis, even if you're not going to go outside, go fishing, whatever. You can use it on a daily basis because it will tell you what's going to happen that day. A weather report, a tide report, a bunch of all kinds of very vital information at the tip of your hand, right there in the palm of your hand.
And it's not just fishing. There's hunting on there also for the hunting guys.
Yep. And hopefully today we're going to have Channing Boyd with OK Gun Corral. I hope to have him on this morning. He's going to tell us a little bit about what goes on over there as we are mentioning the guns. And we're coming up against a break, Devin. We've got just a couple of seconds. So, ladies and gentlemen, please don't go away. It is the Fish Florida Show. I am your host, Riscala, with my co-host, Devin Canhide. Don't go away. We will be right back.
You're listening to the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riskella. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Battles aren't won solely on the field. That's a common misconception. Battles are won within. Over enemies of fear, enemies of doubt. In that place where promises are kept. Promises to oneself.
This is a physical training event.
Promises to one's community.
Helping people move debris out of their house.
Promises to one's country. In the heart of every Marine, you'll find a promise. A promise forever kept. A promise of battles won.
You've seen how recent hurricanes have devastated whole communities, flooding and destroying homes. Join Habitat for Humanity as we work with families to repair and rebuild. You can help someone desperately in need of a place to call home. We will rebuild, but only with your help. Visit Habitat.org to support Habitat's work.
Hello, I'm Hector Elizondo, and I want to talk to you about getting older. My body hurts, my joints ache, and sometimes I forget. I forget that doing all your own scenes for a movie isn't always the best decision, especially when you're galloping high speed on a horse named Archibello. So yes, my body hurts, but it's not because of my age. It's because I'm living my life.
Don't let life pass you by. Take care of your brain health. It may just help you stay on top of your game.
Oh, Archibello!
Learn more at brainhealth.gov.
Hey y'all, Cedric the Entertainer here with Niecy Nash, taking a break from shooting The Soul Man to introduce you to Patience.
Hi.
Patience is a patient at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Families never receive a bill from St. Jude for anything because all a family should worry about is helping their child live.
St. Jude won't give up until they end childhood cancer, sickle cell, and other deadly diseases.
Because of you, there is St. Jude.
Learn more at stjude.org.
My vehicle was sent 6 feet in the air in a ball of fire. I thought I was going to die.
It ripped my arm off. It broke my right femur.
I took such a hard blow to the head that my retina was torn apart.
Say a prayer for peace.
I'm Trace Adkins. I want to tell you about these true American heroes and how you can show your thanks by helping them through Wounded Warrior Project.
They've reached out to us as a family, and they never forgot about us.
The job of helping thousands of our wounded warriors rebuild their lives is massive and growing every day. That's why your gift of just $19 a month is so important. Many of these service members suffer traumatic brain injury and post-traumatic stress disorder.
They helped me basically put my life back together.
If it wasn't for Wounded Warrior Project, I would be a statistic right now. I would have been one of those soldiers who came home and committed suicide.
I'm in the fields of Vietnam, the mountains of Afghanistan.
Your gift today of $19 a month can help us provide the programs and services desperately needed by our wounded service members. Call or go online with a pledge and you'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket. Make that call now.
Say a prayer for peace. Until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on when the sun shines all day. They call me a grouper. Stop fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah.
It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riskella Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. on the WDBF Radio Network. And now your host, Riskella Stevens.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It is the Fish Florida Show. I am your host, Riscala, with my co-host, Devin Canhigh. Good morning, Devin.
Good morning, good morning.
We're just kind of opening the eyes, getting the coffee out, and getting the mind working again. It's been very interesting with what you told me about the Quest for the Ring tournament, and then having Carol on and her input with regard to what's going on with the Quest for the Ring tournament. And I'm looking for, my next guest is someone who's out of the Keys, MetalEdge.com. They do, we had some of their product on display at that Quest for the Ring. Did you get to see that?
I did. What an unique product they have.
That's wow. I mean, this is, and if I'm not mistaken, I hope to have him on here in a moment. I believe it's all laser cut. It's all done with a laser. I think that's how they do it.
It's I saw the metal. It's the work is incredible. All the edges are really clean on it. It's such a unique product. The fact that they can do almost anything you can think of.
We had I don't know, 3 or 4 of their, I want to call them the fish skeleton that's been cut out of metal on the display. And one of the first things that, as people came around, one of the first things they would go to, it was like a magnet. These people were attracted. Wow, look at this thing. I'm going to pick it up, feel it, and ask about it. So it is something that is definitely an attention grabber with no question at all. It's called, I believe it's called a Metal Edge, and it's Jason that is going to be coming on with us and telling us a little bit about that. Good morning, Jason. Welcome to the Fish Florida Show.
Good morning. How are you guys today?
Yeah, we are doing good, my friend. Are you down in the Keys?
Yes, I am. Yes, sir. I live in beautiful Big Pine Key, right almost in the smack dab in the middle.
And how's it looking this morning down there?
You know, we got a little rain early this morning, about 5 o'clock, but it is absolutely beautiful right now. And we are set up here at the Marathon City Seafood Festival, selling some art, having some drinks, having a good time, talking to people, listening to some great music, and enjoying some delicious seafood this weekend.
Oh man!
So we couldn't ask for anything more.
We have one of our media partners, Maria Diaz, with Nautical Jewelry. I believe she's down there.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah,
I do know exactly who you're talking about. Yep. Yeah, I actually know her.
Yeah,
it's a small circuit when you do the shows, so you you meet everybody and you know everybody.
And the Keys in itself is a small circuit down there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, it is. It is. But it's a beautiful place to live, and I couldn't live anywhere else at the very moment right now.
So we had your product at the Jimmy Johnson gifting suite for the Big Billfish tournament that they have, and it was received really well. Everybody liked it. What was that fish that you gave Victoria for the sample, the smaller one, the skeleton one?
That's what we actually call our Fishbone logo. That's actually our company logo. Just a cool design we came up with that we figured would be very eye-catchy for people, and people actually love that. That is actually one of our most popular designs, and it sells really well. We do it in a lot of different sizes. I do it in a lot of different colors for people. I do it in textured powder coat for people. We do it all sorts of different ways, and like I said, that's one of our most popular ones. Folks seem to really, really like that skeleton logo fish.
Yeah. It was like I was telling you, they're at the booth. It was like a magnet. It was literally, it was like a magnet. People would walk over and not just look at that and pick it up before they said anything. They would pick it up and want to feel it, touch it, look at it, and then kind of look over at me or look over at Victoria with a strange look on their face, like where?
So.
It's the shiny factor. It's the ooh, shiny.
So
works
tell us
very
a little
well
bit
for us.
What's the product cut out of?
We cut it all out of the very high grade aluminum. We use a grade of aluminum that's right below aircraft grade aluminum. Still has a lot of flexibility to it that allows us to give it some little bends and some form. And it allows the customers to put it indoors or outdoors. As everybody knows, aluminum never rusts, does turn white and pit. But that's why we use the very high grade of aluminum, because that particular aluminum does not turn white and does not pit out like old street signs and stuff like that. Once we get the aluminum, we basically design whichever design we're going to cut that day. We have a lot of designs, that we keep in stock, and then we also do complete 100% custom designs. Once we get the design and we figured out what we're going to cut, we load it up onto the sheet, and we use a CNC plasma cutter, very similar to a laser cutter, just a lot less expensive. We call it a poor man's laser or a working man's laser. Once we get that piece cut out, which takes quite a while to do the cutting, we do a couple different stages of grinding on it. We grind the piece completely flat and even first. Then we grind the back of the piece, get all the slag and the dirty stuff off. Once we do all the grinding of those stages, we take it and we file the inside with a diamond bit on a Dremel, just to clean up a lot of the slag and a lot of the what we call guguts. And once we get it all filed, then I take the piece again and I do a final grind on it, which I come and I give it those 3D swirls and, give it almost that 3D effect with the grinder. I follow the lines of the fish and really make it pop out rather than just a flat piece of grinded metal. Once I get it all grinded and ready to go, if it's going to get colored, we actually use powder coating instead of painting. It's a lot more durable. It's a lot less expensive. It's flexible. It's not going to chip and crack and break like automotive clear coat paint would outside over the many, many years. And once we get it all painted, it's ready to go. We either box it up and sell it, or we bring it to a show and try to sell it there. It's a very interesting process, and we encourage folks, if you want to come down to our shop and check out the process, see how it's made. We love having folks in the shop. We love showing them and explaining them how we do the art.
Made in the USA.
Yes, sir. 100% made in America. Anything that comes out of our shop is all 100% made in our shop. We do not outsource anything. We do not order any products that are made out of the country. Everything is 100% made in America and 100% made in our shop by our hands ourselves.
Hot dog. I think that the part of the process that you were describing where you use the grinder and you're going along the lines of the fish, I think all of that is part of why this thing is so attractive. I'm not kidding you. When we had them laying there on the table at the Quest for the Ring, what would they call it? The initialization of the tournament?
That was the gifting suite.
Yeah. That was one of the first things people would walk up to. And we had, there's pictures of our booth, up on Fish Florida Show, and you can see we had probably 30 or 40 products on the table. That was one of the first things that people would go to. It is an attention grabber. It is almost like a magnet, I'm telling you. That cannot happen unless you have something that is of quality, because they could walk up to it, look at it, pick it up, and then put it right back down again if they weren't interested in it. But that's not what was happening. Pick it up, and we'd have to ask them to put it. Would you put that back down, please? That's not. Anyway, yes. So the quality of the product spoke for itself. We had Carol on earlier about the vodka. The quality of her product speaks for itself, and that's why she's having such a massive amount of success. The quality of your product speaks for itself. I believe that's why so many people were attracted to it there at the gifting show. Pick it up, look at it, and really, a lot of times we'd say, oh, well, I hope he's going to put that back down. I hope they don't think that's something that we're giving away, because it is something that is quite beautiful. Really is. Great work.
Well, we appreciate that, and if anybody wants to see the work, you can visit us on themetaledge.com. It's a full-on website, online store. We have over 200 or 300 designs on the website that you can check out. You can order everything right there via the website, or you can get our phone number off the website and just give us a call directly, or you can email us. We try to make it as easy as possible for anybody out there who wants to order a piece of art. And we also try to make it very easy for folks to order custom pieces of art, like house number signs and boats. We do a lot of boats for folks. You can take a picture of your boat, your car, your dog, your child, pretty much anything, and we can make it for you. We like to tell people that our limitation is your imagination.
That's amazing. What can you tell me about fishing that's going on down there?
Man, the fishing has been great down here. The yellowtail are going crazy in about 80 feet of water with a good chum slick, dropping chum balls down. All obviously the grouper season is closed, and the grouper know that because they are biting like ravenous dogs. You drop a line down there, and you're almost guaranteed to catch a grouper because you can't keep it. But you know how that goes. Spearfishing's been good, even though it's been a little chilly. We've been getting in the water a little bit. That new hogfish limit's a little difficult to find those 16-inch hogfish down here, but a little patience and a little bit of time, and you'll get it. We've been doing good on the hogfish. Been seeing a little bit of mahi out there, slowly starting to trickle in. It's going to get better as the months progress here very soon. A lot of schoolies right now as far as the mahi. The sailfish are still hitting anywhere between the reef and about 250 feet. People have been slaying the sailfish out there. A few wahoos out there still. So they're still out there. Get in your boat, come on down, grab some bait, and go fishing.
Yep, and as we all know, as the summer progresses, the fishing only gets better in the Keys.
Oh, yeah. Them big 50-pound mahis will be here soon, and everybody's going to be out there wanting to catch them.
So what's your take on the new hogfish regulations? I personally think it's a good thing. It's going to
I think it's great. We get a lot of people, a lot of what we like to call googans, people that don't really know what they're doing. They come down and they want to try spearfishing, which I think is great. I really encourage everybody to grab a gun, grab a snorkel and a mask, and get in the water. But the problem with that is everything looks bigger underwater. So, a lot of those smaller hogfish are getting shot, and then they just have to let them float away. Otherwise, they're going to get arrested. So I highly agree with the new law, 1 per person, 16 inches. It makes it now so, not everybody's getting hogfish. It's only really the people that know what they're doing and know where to go and look for them. So it's really going to help our hogfish population down here. I think in the next few years, we're really going to see that hogfish population explode and grow in very large numbers, which is good for everybody. Something like that really can't hurt our ecosystem. It's only going to make it better. So I'm all for the FWC regulations. That's what they're there for. That's what we pay. That's what we pay taxes for. So in my mind, good for them, and keep it up. Any regulations that we put out there, it only helps our ecosystem and helps our commercial fishermen. And I'm a commercial lobsterman as well. So, I like it when they're paying attention and they're keeping track of catches and they're regulating stuff. It makes everything better.
We're talking about hogfish. Am I mistaken? Is also sometimes referred to as hog snapper?
Yeah, they are called hog snappers. Now, hogfish is not a snapper. It's actually a rasp. It's in the grunt family.
Really?
Yep,
but
it is not a snapper.
A lot of people, it is not a snapper, but a lot of people call it a hog snapper. But yeah, it's actually a rasp in the grunt family.
Wow, I just learned something.
Hey, see, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, that's I've always heard them being called hog snapper, and just thought because snapper was part of the name that they were, one of the snapper families. Yeah. Big fish.
No, they're actually a grunt. They're actually a big grunt.
Son of a gun! Wow, they've got a lot of meat on them. I know that. I've been quite a while since I've had the pleasure of enjoying them, but that takes me back quite some time. Anyway, one more thing before you go here, because we're running out of time. People want to reach you. It is the metaledge.com. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. TheMetalEdge.com. Or you can give us a call at 917-577-8495.
Jason, what about social media? Instagram, Facebook?
Instagram, we're not really set up on Instagram yet, but we do have a full Facebook, full online store. Facebook is really the best way to preview the art. Everything gets uploaded on Facebook before we upload it onto the website, because it's a lot easier to upload it on a picture onto Facebook. So Facebook is a good way to go to see a lot of our art. You can also see a lot of what we do down here, fishing, lobstering. You can even see what we do out west when we go out hunting. So yeah, check out the Facebook page, and you can see what kind of fun and exciting activities we do here at the Metal Edge.
Awesome. So what's the Facebook page before we get you off here?
You can just go right to the website and click on the Facebook link for the Metal Edge, or otherwise it's just themetaledge.com.
And we do have a couple of pictures. Pictures don't do this product justice, to be honest with you, but we do have a couple of pictures up on the Fish Florida Show website. You can get an idea. an idea of what they're capable of doing. Again, the pictures don't do them justice. To really see this stuff, you've got to see it in person. To really make a judgment with regard to the quality that goes into this stuff, you got to see it in person. It is the quality is there, and it speaks for itself. It's just one of those products that you look at it and you go, yes, there's no question about the quality of one in this, and it's something that you can have. You know, it's not I'm speaking down on flowers or anything, but you can give somebody something like flowers that will end up dying in a short period of time. This is something you give somebody that would last a lifetime, literally a whole lifetime, something that will accent wherever it's put, and definitely a conversation maker.
So, Riscala, are you telling me that you're asking Jason if he can cut a bouquet of flowers for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can cut a bouquet of flowers for you. Anything you want, man. Like I said, our limitation is your imagination.
Oh, my goodness. Jason, thank you. I appreciate it. We are up against a break, and it's been very good having you on. We'll have you on again. I really like your product. The quality speaks for itself. That is Jason with themetaledge.com. We are up against a break, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Fish Florida Show.
You're listening to the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Do you own a laser printer, copier, or a fax? Well then, listen close to this announcement. Laser Technologies has been providing high-quality, frustration-free toner cartridges that are guaranteed not to harm your equipment for over 20 years. Laser Technologies will save you on your supplies with high quality and fast delivery. Savings up to 50%. Laser Technologies supplies toner, imaging drums, developer and cartridges for most of the major brands. For a price quote, send an email to service@laser-technologies.com. Include your printer make and model for your part number. Call us at 561-792-9600. That's 561-792-9600. Laser Technologies, providing 100% of the quality at a fraction of the price. 561-792-9600.
Hi folks, I'm Roger from Rogers Gotcha Motoring. If you need a local auto repair shop, Rogers Gotcha Motoring will take care of all of your automotive repair needs. If you need something as simple as an oil change or as complex as an engine overhaul, I have the latest in technology and the knowledge to get the job done right. We've been servicing Pinellas County since 1994 and are conveniently located at 3700 5th Avenue North in St. Petersburg, Florida. If you need service, call now at 727-327-1830 or visit my website at www.rogersgotchamotoring.com or like my Facebook page at Rogers Gotcha Motoring for a complete list of all of our services. So come on over to Rogers, that's me, and get your car service today. And don't forget to shop and support local business. Call now to book your appointment at 727-327-1830. That's 727-327-1830, or swing on by.
K-Pasa Mexican Cantina is where friends and neighbors come to connect, share, and celebrate one another in a festive, casual atmosphere. Offering rich, robust flavors of authentic Mexican cuisine, we use only the freshest, finest ingredients. We chop and dice, season and blend, and then cook everything we serve to perfection. One thing that makes Mexican food even better is one of our delicious Best of the Bay margaritas. Our signature series of margarita flavors range from our sweet and fruity mango and strawberry to our hot and juicy jalapeno margarita. Having a busy meeting or getting together and looking for Mexican food? Try our Fast Fax form. It's an easy, fast way to order your favorite Mexican food. We have special platters and layouts for any occasion. The form is super easy to fill out, fax, email, or just call it in. Whether it's here in the restaurant, in your home or office, at K-Pasa we celebrate bringing people together. K-Pasa Mexican Cantina, 10478 Roosevelt Boulevard North Street in the Gateway Shopping Center, 727-330-3663 in St. Petersburg.
Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Hey, this is Captain Hook for Statewide Pest Control Services. They've been serving the west coast of Florida since 1987. Statewide does it all. Pest control, termites, lawns, mosquitoes, tent fumigations, etc. This announcement is from their mold division. Since Hurricane Charlie in 2004, all their personnel are certified in mold and moisture control. Their two-step services are guaranteed to get you back in your home quicker and in most cases paid by your insurance company. Give them a call at 877-488-7378. That's Statewide Pest Control Services for all your pest and mold control needs, serving Florida from Pasco to Lee counties. Statewide Pest Control Services, 877-488-7378. 877-488-7378. That's 877-488-7378.
You're listening to WDBFradio.com, a tune-in station.
I grab my fishing pole and cast it in the water. I fish until dawn. Oh my, I caught a shark. I'm fishing and blowing on when the sun shines all day. It calls me a grouper. So fishing and blowing on. Oh yeah.
It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. on the WDBF Radio Network. And now, your host, Riscala Stevens.
Good morning, everyone. It is a beautiful morning here in South Florida. We are going into the second hour of the show this morning. Good morning, Devin.
Good morning. Good morning.
What a beautiful day it's turning out to be here in South Florida. And, you know, we've been talking about this tournament, this amazing tournament, Quest for the Ring. What a phenomenal tournament this was. And I have Todd on the phone with me this morning. Todd is an integral part of this tournament, and I had asked him to come on and kind of give us the lowdown. This is a one-of-a-kind tournament, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to, when this thing comes around next year, please get your ears open, get your eyes open. You've got to find out about this. Is really amazing. Good morning, Todd. Thank you for taking the time to call in.
Hey, good morning, guys.
I am still reeling from the impression that I had at the gifting part. Tell us a little bit about what has transpired since then.
The gifting, God, it seems like so long ago. A week has gone by, and it was just a. And there are so many, different events and different things going on. Just to kind of run you through it quickly. The gifting and the opening kickoff party and the presentation of last year's champions rings, that was last Saturday.
Wow.
We did that at Hard Rock and just, we did it with a party that's, the Hard Rock Splash. And it was phenomenal. The guys start working their way down to the Keys. A lot of their boats start on that next day, Sunday, and they start bringing their boats down. And same with Monday. Tuesday, they're all out there pre-fishing, so they're finding their spots and they're trying to figure out, where the fish are going to be. And, they've got their bait and they're doing all the things that the fishermen do to prepare for such a large event. Wednesday, we all meet at the Big Chill, Jimmy Johnson's restaurant here at Mile Marco 104 in Key Largo. And we do our captain's meeting. They pick up their packets, which has all of the things they need on their boat to be able to compete in this tournament. Then you've got, then we have a small kickoff party there for the Keys portion of the tournament. Thursday, we did the celebrity program, and that one we do is one of Jimmy's favorites because the guys are out there fishing for charity, and we raised just about $100,000 this year for the charitable arm of our tournament.
Wow.
And, and he's got a lot of his former players that come down and compete and fish. And, it's very cool. We do that at Ocean Reef. We have our champions dinner at Ocean Reef. And then these guys are out fishing. And Friday and Saturday, they fished. The final purse with all of the different tournaments, the weighted division, the catch and release, Hard Rock, they had a special division for their some of their guests, and the celebrity program. It was the final purse was $2.1 million. So
wow, what a number!
It's crazy. Wow. We had a final party last night for just about 1,000 people here at the Big Chill.
Wow.
We crowned our new 2018 champion, our national champion is the team Sandman, and It's captained by Captain John Dudas, owned by Sandra McMillan, and they're just a very, very cool team. They won $395,000 after all of the categories and stuff.
Oh my goodness!
That they fished it. Yeah, it's crazy. Catch 22 was our second place team. That's a local boat here in the Keys, captained by Scott Stanzik. The team that actually chartered him was from Irvine, Texas. So they're big old Cowboy fans. So they found out about this tournament a couple of years ago, and they said, we ain't going to go fish that thing. We want to go say hi to Jimmy. So they came in, they chartered a boat, and they took second place. And they walked away with $210,000.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
And, yeah, Seahawk was in third place. Double Take, which is a local, which is down here at Ocean Reef, captained by Mike Lawful. He did a great job. Native Sun was a big winner, $195,000. They took fifth in the tournament, but some of the categories that they won, captained by a friend of ours, Art Zapp. So, all local boats from, when I say local, I'm talking about Tri-County, from West Palm, from Palm Beach, all the way down to the Florida Keys. We had representatives. We had, a Broward team was there. So, the fishing was a little bit slow the first day, and then Saturday, they literally were jumping in the boat for these guys. It was unbelievable. We had 121 catches the first day, and the second day we had almost 300.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was phenomenal. Our radio room,
so you were right.
Rick Peoples is my tournament director, and he didn't have a free minute that second day.
Wow. So, again, how many, it was over 100 on the first day?
We had over 100, releases on the first day.
Wow.
And then almost 300 the second day.
You said something that caught my ear a moment ago. You said fifth place was, correct me if I'm mistaken, fifth place was like $90-something thousand?
Well, fifth place, the team that took fifth place, they won a couple, they won some dailies the first day, but the fifth place team walked away with $195,000.
Holy. So, what catches my ear is that when, in my mind, fishing tournaments, you get a first, second, maybe third place. We're going down. How many places did we go in prizes?
Well, there were 60 ways to collect a check.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, now some teams, might have collected, 5 checks, 6 checks, okay? But I don't know, exactly how many teams walked away with money by the time we figured it all out, but I'm thinking there was probably 20, at least 20 or to 25 teams that walked away with, some sort of winnings.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yep, that's amazing. That's a great payback on the whole tournament.
That's
the tournament's phenomenal. It's the evenings, we have 4 major functions that are all just done first class. We have Coach Johnson, who's he's a great guy, and he's competitive. He loves fishing. He loves the Keys. So he's just he's thrilled that where this tournament has gone. He remembers day one of the first year. He remembers year one, the first year, and we were struggling to get a dozen boats. And now he looks at it and he sees it's a world class event. There's nothing like it in the world, and he's very proud of it. So we're proud, and it's but we're also happy that it's over for the year, and we can clean it all up and get ready to promote for next year. So it's great, but we'll stay in touch with you guys and your audience, and be able to let them know what's happening once we start moving into 2019.
So since this tournament is over, when's registration going to open for next year?
It'll officially open May 1st. Sponsorships begin April 1st. And so, like I said, we don't. It never. The clock never stops on this one. It's just we reset it. And last night at about midnight, I hit the reset button, and it's time to go back to work. So it's great, and it takes us through. We work on it all year long.
Oh, absolutely. I know how that goes because our tournament up here in West Palm, I start pretty much the week after we finish our tournament to plan for the next year. It takes a lot of planning. Even so, my tournament's a smaller tournament compared to Jimmy's tournament. And the magnitude that tournament is, I can't believe how much logistics go into that planning. After coming down there to the and doing the Hard Rock pool party, that was amazing. By the way, you guys did world class job.
Keep mentioning the pool party and the mermaids and everything I missed. Oh, Jiminy. It was a pleasure to meet you, by the way, in person. I was there until about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I had a grandpappy duty to do, and they were calling me. You got to come see your grandson. You got to take him do this and do that. So I ended up leaving a little early, but Devin made sure to remind me that the pool party was probably even better than the gifting suite itself, and he's kind of rubbing it in this morning.
You know what? I'm going to have to agree.
Sorry you missed the event.
I've got some duties to do here, and I've got to go. But thanks for everything. We appreciate it, and we'll stay in touch, and we'll continue to work together and keep your audience informed, and get you guys to the actual function, the actual tournament next year in the Keys.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you, Todd. Appreciate it, sir. That's Todd Roy. He is one of the promoter of the Quest for the Ring tournament. Please look for that. You can find it online, Quest for the Ring by Jimmy Johnson. It's amazing, wasn't it?
Yep, absolutely. You can also follow them on Instagram at JJ Fish Week.
Yes, the JJ Fish Week. And I believe you can find them on the app too, right?
You can find them on the Fish Florida app also.
The Fish Florida app that costs you so very much. It's absolutely free. You can find it in any of the major stores. Free download. You can listen to the show there. You can have a wide variety of information at literally in your hands. Oh my goodness, we could talk an entire 2 hours about all the information available on that. Anyway, we have, let's see, what else have we got going on this morning? What's the next one up?
We have another cup of coffee coming my way in a minute. That's what we have going on this morning.
It is it warming up out there, or is it just me?
It is warming up out there a little bit, but here in Florida, we are fortunate enough, even with that nor'easterly, that it is, the weather is still mild here for us in South Florida compared to other places covered in 10 inches plus of snow.
Are you working today? You're not working today, right?
I'm working every day. Oh. I work every day.
I mean, working for the real estate. Are you working?
Real estate, yeah, that does not stop. I've got some work to do later today with that, to get another.
And are you in service today as well?
No, not today.
Okay.
Not today. Thankfully, I don't have to wear that hat.
Those of you who don't understand what the question in service, Devin is, are you an active reservist?
I'm an active reservist, yes, and participate actively in our Honor Guard program, so I do the honors for our deceased veterans.
Mm-hmm.
And that doesn't stop throughout the week, even on the weekends.
Yeah, and that's why he wasn't with us last week. He was on active duty last week. He also goes out and performs services for the burial services, right? For the veterans.
We do the flag folding for the veterans, and because they deserve their flag for serving their country honorably.
Thank you for that. I greatly appreciate that. Our veterans really sometimes seem to get the short end of the stick, and it is people like Devin who step up to the plate and try to help, bring justice to them and bring respect, and something that doesn't seem to be occurring very much nowadays. And it's people like Devin that they make the difference in the world. I remember when my friend who was a veteran passed away, had veteran a service, and there was two gentlemen. You may have been one of them because it was here local. It was several years ago, and two gentlemen showed up and took the flag that was draped over the coffin, picked it up, and folded it very neatly and gave it to his widow, and gave her a hug on top of that. And I know that meant a lot to her because he was a very patriotic man, had served 20-some-odd years in the service, and it was someone like that. It may have been, very possibly may have been you, Devin.
It may have been.
So I appreciate that. Thank you, Devin. I appreciate your service. And I appreciate what you do to help this country stay free.
Absolutely. So, with the weather the way it is, the fishing down here has been, for us, so let me talk about fishing while I have a minute on here in between. Offshore, it's been a little rough this past week.
I heard it was like 4 to 6 feet.
4 to 6 feet is not a big deal to get out on some of our boats, but we had during the weekend, last weekend, it was not even last weekend, during the week also, we had some 5 to 9s with the occasional 13s when that front pushed through. So
wait a minute, when you say 13 feet, how far offshore are you going to get the 13 feet?
They're right as as you clear ashore, and those depends on where the wind comes from. Once it starts coming out of the northeast, those 13 feet, they're huge swells. And the 5 to 9, same thing. That's rough for any boat out there to get out. The 4 to 6s, it's for me and some of the boats that I fish on. That's not a big deal to fish in 4 to 6s.
Wow. Well, I remember my days in my 24-foot wellcraft. 4 to 6 foot would beat you up pretty bad.
Oh, and those older wellcrafts, they sure will.
Would beat you up pretty bad. I'd wake up the next day, literally feel like I had done a workout. Just muscles I didn't even know existed hurt.
Absolutely, on those contenders and those CVs and those Onslow Bay boats. Those boats are built to be able to, drift and handle those waves.
Oh my goodness. I think back to some of those days, and I don't know. It was my younger days. What can I tell you? It's those days when you think that you're invincible and you do silly things like go out in 4 to 6 foot waves, and you've only got a 24-foot craft, and the thing is just banging away, literally banging, and you just can't get enough of it. Maybe it's a sickness.
I don't know, but unless I'm fishing a tournament, there's no way you'll catch me out there on that. I'll stay inshore and I'll do the inshore fishing.
Oh Lord! All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have we're up against the break. Please don't go away. It is the Fish Florida Show. I am your host, Riscala, with my co-host Devin. We will be right back. Thank you for listening.
You're listening to the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Do you own a laser printer, copier, or a fax? Well then, listen close to this announcement. Laser Technologies has been providing high-quality, frustration-free toner cartridges that are guaranteed not to harm your equipment for over 20 years. Laser Technologies will save you on your supplies with high quality and fast delivery. Savings up to 50%. Laser Technologies supplies toner, imaging drums, developer and cartridges for most of the major brands. For a price quote, send an email to service@laser-technologies.com. Include your printer make and model for your part number. Call us at 561-792-9600. That's 561-792-9600. Laser Technologies, providing 100% of the quality at a fraction of the price. 561-792-9600.
When selling your luxury home, you need someone who understands your expectations. Someone familiar with the industry, who can sell your home faster and get you the best price. Someone who can provide you with a full-service brokerage firm. That someone is Devin Canhigh with Exit Realty. Devin is a veteran who has grown up in South Florida and spent his life in Palm Beach County. With Devin's marketing strategy and his network of contacts, you will be pleased at how quickly, smoothly, and easily your home can be sold. Not sure what your home should sell for? With Devin on your side, you will receive a free evaluation. Call Devin today at 561-281-9138. He's ready to serve your needs and expectations. That's 561-281-9138. Devin Canhigh with Exit Realty. 561-281-9138.
Que Pasa Mexican Cantina is where friends and neighbors come to connect, share, and celebrate one another in a festive, casual atmosphere. Offering rich, robust flavors of authentic Mexican cuisine, we use only the freshest, finest ingredients. We chop and dice, season and blend, and then cook everything we serve to perfection. One thing that makes Mexican food even better is one of our delicious Best of the Bay margaritas. Our signature series of margarita flavors range from our sweet and fruity mango and strawberry to our hot and juicy jalapeno margarita. Having a busy meeting or getting together and looking for Mexican food? Try our Fast Fax form. It's an easy, fast way to order your favorite Mexican food. We have special platters and layouts for any occasion. The form is super easy to fill out, fax, email, or just call it in. Whether it's here in the restaurant, in your home or office, at Que Pasa we celebrate bringing people together. Que Pasa Mexican Cantina, 10478 Roosevelt Boulevard North Street in the Gateway Shopping Center, 727-330-3663 in St. Petersburg. It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. on the WDBF Radio Network. And now, your host, Riscala Stevens.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. It is the Fish Florida Show. I am your host, Riscala, with my co-host, Devin Canhigh. Good morning, Devin. It is the top of the, well, actually, it's halfway through the hour.
Halfway through the hour already. These 2 hours go by really fast.
There's just not enough time sometimes to talk about all this goody stuff that we've got going on.
It's loaded with information, you know, everything fishing, hunting, fishing report, you name it, we got it on this show.
A little bit of everything, you know, and it's called the Fish Florida Show, but we do talk about a variety of things. I'm looking for someone who can tell us a little bit about spearfishing. You know anybody that does spearfishing?
I used to spearfish a while back.
Yeah?
And then I quit. Yeah.
Then I quit.
That's about the world of my spearfishing. I was big into spearfishing for a while.
Oh my goodness. So anyway, yes, we're looking for someone who is knowledgeable in spearfishing because we'd like to know what they see under the water, as so many of us are fishing on top of the water. It'd be interesting to get their view of what's going on below the water. As well as snorkeling. You know, there's years ago I used to go down to John Pennekamp down in the Keys. And we'd snorkel on the reef, a beautiful, beautiful reef down there, a protected reef, and a wide variety of marine life down there. And we would snorkel. This was the days before they had limits on everything. We would catch grouper. We would spearfish grouper right at the edge of the park, because on the park itself it's illegal. We would go right to the edge and.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know. I used to scuba dive a lot. I'm certified all the way up to rescue diver.
Wow.
So, spearfishing was a fun thing. We'd get dropped in the back of the reef, and I used to spearfish, and then I just quit. I got nothing bad to say about it. Never had a bad experience. I've shot some really good fish. But yeah, I just didn't have the time for it, and I'd rather hook and line fish.
You know, I did very little bit of it, but to be honest with you, especially down in the Keys, I was worried about two things. Big old barracudas. They're some of the biggest barracudas I've ever seen, and having a shark on.
Yeah, the sharks were the biggest thing for me because I know a lot of the guys that spearfish and a lot of the guys that spearfish passionately, and what they'll do is they will on the dive they'll have a polyball or buoy on them, so they have their boat up top, the spotter boat up top, and when they're spearfishing, they'll shoot the fish. Grouper, whatever it is, to the size of the fish, and then they'll send the fish up on a lift bag.
Oh, so you're not dragging the thing around.
So you're not dragging the fish around, and then the boat comes by, picks your fish up for you, puts it on the boat.
Great idea.
So that's what some of the professional guys that spearfish and passionately spearfish like to do. Other people, what they'll do is they have a fish stringer. It's a big metal loop with a sharp end, and you just stick it through the fish's, bottom of the fish's mouth after you catch it, and then you drag fish behind you.
Yeah, see, I don't like that.
Not very safe.
I don't like that idea.
For me, what I did when I spearfished, because I knew there were sharks in the water, that was my big thing, because I've caught them before. Well, what I used to do is I used to string my fish, because we didn't have a boat that specifically went out just to spearfish, but I'd tether my fish behind me about 25 yards.
Oh.
So I'd pull my stringer in, string my fish, let the fish go, and my fish would sit about 25 yards behind me.
Don't you feel like you're like human, chum?
Yeah, at that point, that's why I quit. You know, that's why I stuck with the hook and line. I'd rather the tax man come and take it off my line rather than take it off my tethered line behind me. Luckily, I never ran into that experience, but I've heard enough about it. I was like, nope, I quit.
Wow. Yeah, that was my major concern. When we'd ever go, I didn't do scuba diving, but I did a lot of snorkeling. And I was always concerned about having this thing, basically tethered to you. I felt like, oh my goodness, I'm kind of like chumming for the big boys here, So anyway.
But the lobster, same thing. I with my lobster bag, speaking on that, when I go lobstering, when I dive for that, I will I'll have my my lobster hotel, what they call it, lobsters check in but they don't check out. It's a one-way bag with a flap on it.
There you go.
Let the lobster in. I'd tether my lobster bag off the back of me, and that's, pretty much the same thing. So
wow.
the lobster I will take the risk for, and I'll dive to get the lobster. But the spearfish, I'll go hook and line.
You know, we do call it the Fish Florida Show, but like we said earlier, we do speak about a wide variety of things. One of the things that we don't speak about a whole lot, which we will be more and more as time goes on because the hunting seasons are opening up here, is the idea of hunting, the idea of using a firearm to go out there and get you, whether that might be a quail, dove, squirrel, whatever that might be, that's up your alley.
And it doesn't even have to be a firearm, you know, bow and arrow.
Yeah, that's true.
Bow hunt too.
Yeah. So we have Channing Boyd on the line with us, and Channing is with OK Gun Corral. I am really impressed with what these people have to offer. Good morning, Channing, and thank you so much for calling in. Tell us a little bit about the OK Gun Corral.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Yeah, we have 360 acres. We have 11 venues to shoot. We have pistol, rifle, cowboy action, town you can shoot in. We have 2 sporting clay courses, which sporting clays is kind of a hybrid of upland hunting, game bird, and rabbit with clays that we have. It's like kind of a golf with a shotgun. We have 2 15 and 14 station courses for sporting clays. We also do have trap and skeet. It's a traditional, it's a sporting clay simulation, and we also do have a competition park where we do tactical shooting, concealed weapon classes, basic pistol classes as well.
And you have facilities that someone could stay there not just during the day, but for a week for that matter, right?
Yeah, in addition to that, we do have great hospitality and great lodging. We do have RVs all the way to 24 manicure cabin rooms that are themed after old Colorado mining towns with new construction with modern amenities. They have Samsung TVs in them, refrigerator, internet access, cable. They're supported by a general store, which we serve a continental and a hot breakfast item every morning, which is included in your stay. So we have 24 of those rooms that can be rented for a week, a day, for a day of outdoor pursuit and recreation. And then we do have full RV sites as well that you come for a weekend. And then we also have different options on dining. Throughout the week, we have a high noon cafe, which serves anything from a bison sloppy joe to a great salad, flatbread pizza, to different items on the menu. Then we do a Saturday kind of a shooter buffet, kind of like a golfer's buffet on Saturday. We're so busy on Saturdays, so we have a nice selection of items that we rotate through. And then like today, we have from 10 to 2, we have a traditional Southern Sunday brunch. And then from omelets to carved items to traditional fare, so you come out and eat and shoot. And then we also do a Friday night kind of chuck wagon dinner. We do a cowboy ribeye. We've got a great chef, too. Chef Michael Amaral has got some background throughout the country. And so it's unique combining the shooting with great cuisine. But we have the Friday night dinner, which we serve a 16-ounce ribeye off the grill. We do live music every Friday night. And then we also do night pistol and night wobble deck as well, which is a simulation of a oscillating trap machine that shoots out random sporting clay targets on an elevated deck that you could shoot at night. So,
wow.
And we do a variety of other social events as well.
So for someone coming out there to stay with you, how in advance should they book their trip?
We definitely would like at least 24 to 48 hours, but at the same time, we had calls yesterday that were kind of drop in and we had vacancy. We're very similar to a typical hotel structure, but we do try as much as possible to get advance notice. So we definitely do have a drop-in capabilities, but at the same time, advance notice is preferred.
Oh, absolutely. So it's very much resort structure. If somebody was coming out there to enjoy the all the amenities you guys have out there, for your average everyday shooter, is they can bring their own weapons? Am I correct?
Yeah, they could bring their own pistol, rifle, or shotgun. We do have kind of limitations on what those are as far as calibers and things like that. But we do have ability to bring your own shotgun, pistol, rifle. The only area we do have a really cool 22 Doc Holliday's arcade that we shoot. It's got a polymer steel pop-up target. So we have that. That's the only area where we require you to have our ammo on property. But the rest of the time, you can bring your own target load shells for sporting clays, and like I said, pistol, rifle. But we do have rentals as well if you don't have that.
So for the people that don't have their weapons and want to come enjoy this for the first time, you do have weapons available, and I'm sure safety instructors on site for all that. Am I correct?
Correct. Yeah, we have range officers. We have 36 employees, so we're the number one priority is safety. So we put a lot of investment in the staff and the education, making sure we have the right people, the right position, and definitely safety is a priority. We have, we have a dozen out there today throughout the property, and every range has an appointed range officer. So we're there about the orientation, safe shooting, and get you hitting bullseyes, breaking clays, and having an enjoyable shooting experience.
So it's a place that you could spend literally all day long, whether you're going to enjoy clay shooting, target shooting, metal targets, or enjoying the festivities, the dining, the brunch, the anemones, the amenities that they have there. This is what I like about what you have to offer. It's not just one thing. It's a whole wide variety of things. Now, I'm not sure about this next question. That's why I want to ask you. I know some of the people that I've had on the show have hundreds of acres that are set aside for hunting. Do you have anything like that?
We don't have any hunting per se as far as grounds and land for hunts, but we do a lot of archery and or the deer season, sighting areas. It's obviously our static rifle ranges, things like that can be used for sighting we do have a lot of groups that go if they're going to hunts within Florida or Georgia or wherever they're hunting and to do, to get their guns sighted in, things like that, and get everything aligned. But we do not have any hunting grounds on the property. So we're primarily just shooting sports without the upland hunting. So.
And I know more than likely the answer to this is yes, but I just want to be clear about it. If I come up there and I happen to run out of ammo, you have ammo that we can purchase on site?
Correct. Yeah, we're full service, so we have all the amenities. We provide complimentary ear protection, eye protection as well. So again, really you can just come up, show up, and we do prefer that you have if you're first time, we do recommend to have an orientation, and obviously that's mandatory. But at the same time, we also do we have Yamaha golf carts throughout the property too. So we have a fleet of 35 golf carts that we have throughout the property. So that's how we get around. So they'll have ammo baskets on the front. Then they also have front and back rifle racks on them as well. So we get pretty busy on weekends, so cart reservations are recommended for weekends. So that's a nice part about what we have. It's very picturesque as well. It's a great, kind of a mid-Florida farmland where people can, again, a non-shooter can come out, the avid shooter, and like you mentioned earlier, there's a lot of things to do in between. So.
Now, I have seen some of the pictures. I haven't been there personally, and I'm going to make it a point to do that by this summer. But I've seen some of the pictures, and it appears almost like some of them are an old cowboy kind of town setup kind of thing.
Yeah, that's our cowboy action town. That is supported by the national organization called SAS, Single Action Shooting Society, which is like an old Western 3-gun. It's a sawed-off shotgun, lever action, pistol caliber, and then an old like a Colt 45. So it's like a Western 3-gun. And within that organization, it's full Western attire. You have to have a cowboy name, Rattlesnake Sam, Calamity Jane, and they have little obviously shooting carts. They go around. They go by posses, and that's you kind of get in a posse and you actually shoot the cowboy stage. We have the church, the cantina, the stage shop, and it's basically it's a Hollywood stage front town that you go through and shoot steel targets and different simulations of targets too, with those three weapons.
You get to fulfill a cowboy fantasy.
Exactly, and so we have we have those groups that come out. You can also, again, you don't. There's no charge to come out just to spectate. So come in and go through the safety orientation, sign the waiver, and we have a lot of people just walk out and you just look at the area when they're doing the cowboy town, or if we're having a match at our competition park. We have 3-gun there. We have USPSA matches, Steel Challenge. So it's a nice experience. We do provide a guided tour. You come in, show up, and ask for a tour, and we have a limo cart. We'll take you around and show you the grounds and show you what we do.
I love it, a limo cart. That reminds me of Ocean Reef. You ever been to Ocean Reef?
Oh, yeah.
A limo cart.
Yep.
That's great.
So, Channing, what is for somebody coming to stay there and they want the experience, what's a typical night stay at the OK Gun Corral run, your average person?
They're anywhere from $179 to $229. That includes your continental breakfast. And we do have a variety of packages that we can pair up with that, like the Friday night, check wagon dinner. We do a steak and clays package where you could do sporting clays, the dinner, and the cabin stay. Then so we are always customizing different packages. We'll have a whole summer series this summer, kind of a stay, kind of stay and shoot, kind of, staycation package, for anybody that lives a Florida resident. Discounts, we'll have that during the summertime. So it's we're not the cheapest, not most expensive, but we really drive hospitality, great service, and an enjoyable experience, which you don't get a lot of that throughout shooting sport facilities throughout the country.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, Channing, if somebody wanted to find you, tell them where they can reach you at. Give us the phone number, the website, social media.
Yeah, our phone number is 863-357-2226. Again, that's 863-357-2226, and it's okcorralgunclub.com. Again, okcorralgunclub.com.
And are you guys on any social media?
Yeah, we're on Facebook and Instagram. So definitely come on and like us and follow us. There's a lot of things that we do for membership and a variety of our social events that we do throughout the year. We do have we do an Easter brunch as well coming up. We also do a phenomenal Mother's Day jazz brunch.
Wow.
We do live music. We call them shooting kind of socials that we do throughout the year. But we do have a great lineup of entertainment, which we do weekly on Fridays. And then in addition to every event we do, we try to do live music. So actually, Carla Holbrook is the one in the jazz trio. We back up for Santana. And so we have that kind of caliber of entertainment as well. So
nice.
All right, everybody. That is Channing Boyd with the OK Corral Gun Club. That's okcorralgunclub.com. You can reach him at 863-357-2226. Is that correct, Channing?
That is correct.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us. Make sure and give his Facebook and Instagram a like and check out the great events they're going to have out there.
And we are up against the break. Channing, thank you so much for calling in. We're up against the break, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't go away. We will be right back.
You're listening to the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riskella. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Battles aren't won solely on the field. That's a common misconception. Battles are won within, over enemies of fear, enemies of doubt. In that place where promises are kept. Promises to oneself.
This is a physical training event.
Promises to one's community.
Helping people move debris out of their house.
Promises to one's country. In the heart of every Marine, you'll find a promise. A promise forever kept. A promise of battles won.
You've seen how recent hurricanes have devastated whole communities, flooding and destroying homes. Join Habitat for Humanity as we work with families to repair and rebuild. You can help someone desperately in need of a place to call home. We will rebuild, but only with your help. Visit Habitat.org to support Habitat's work.
Hello, I'm Hector Elizondo, and I want to talk to you about getting older. My body hurts, my joints ache, and sometimes I forget. I forget that doing all your own scenes for a movie isn't always the best decision, especially when you're galloping high speed on a horse named Archibello. So yes, my body hurts, but it's not because of my age. It's because I'm living my life.
Don't let life pass you by. Take care of your brain health. It may just help you stay on top of your game.
Oh, Archibello!
Learn more at brainhealth.gov.
Hey y'all, Cedric the Entertainer here with Niecy Nash, taking a break from shooting The Soul Man to introduce you to patience.
Hi.
Patience is a patient at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital.
Families never receive a bill from St. Jude for anything because all a family should worry about is helping their child live.
St. Jude won't give up until they end childhood cancer, sickle cell, and other deadly diseases.
Because of you, there is St. Jude.
Learn more at stjude.org.
My vehicle was sent 6 feet in the air in a ball of fire. I thought I was going to die.
It ripped my arm off. It broke my right femur.
I took such a hard blow to the head that my retina was torn apart.
Say a prayer for peace. I'm Trace Adkins. I want to tell you about these true American heroes and how you can show your thanks by helping them through Wounded Warrior Project.
They've reached out to us as a family, and they never forgot about us.
The job of helping thousands of our wounded warriors rebuild their lives is massive and growing every day. That's why your gift of just $19 a month is so important. Many of these service members suffer traumatic brain injury and post-traumatic stress disorder.
They helped me basically put my life back together.
If it wasn't for Wounded Warrior Project, I would be a statistic right now. I would have been one of those soldiers who came home and committed suicide.
I'm in the fields of Vietnam, the mountains of Afghanistan. Your gift today of $19 a month can help us provide the programs and services desperately needed by our wounded service members. Call or go online with a pledge and you'll receive this Wounded Warrior Project blanket. Make that call now. Say a prayer for peace.
It's the Fish Florida Show with your host, Riscala Stevens, bringing the outdoors to you every Sunday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. on the WDBF Radio Network. And now, your host, Riscala Stevens.
Okay, we are back. It is the last section of the Fish Florida Show. We join you every Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m., have a wide variety of information for people, stuff that is interesting for the average person, as well as some of the professionals. This morning we've been talking about the Quest for the Ring, a phenomenal tournament. And really, we'll be talking more about that as time goes on because it's one of a kind type thing. And I have an honor and a privilege. I have Devin Canhigh, my co-host this morning. Devin, have you ever had anything taken from you? A bike, a motorcycle, a car?
On that end, no. Actually, yeah. I have not.
You've been very
I'm very much a, I don't know what's the best word to describe that. Very cautious with all my stuff and make sure it's double and triple and quadruple locked up. I've got 4 locks on things. I've seen so many horror stories.
I've had the experience of having something taken from me that didn't belong to whoever took it. And it's not a very good feeling, particularly when it's like something that you need, like a car or possibly a boat or an aircraft, that you come out and it's gone. It's just, wait a minute, it was there a minute ago and now it's gone. It is a really sickening feeling. So our next guest has something that can help you tremendously. God forbid if somebody does this to you. Our next guest can actually help you locate your equipment, wherever that might be. Her name is Carol, and we're going to have her come on and tell us a little bit about what she's got. Good morning.
Well, good morning. How are you guys today?
We are doing wonderful this morning. So, Carolyn, tell us a little bit about Atlas Trax. I know I met you at the JJ Fish Week. What an incredible product, especially with the size of the small one you showed me. It was unbelievable.
Right, small enough to put in a back pocket or a backpack. That was our little mini Trax tracker. And what's great is that the one I showed you was totally activated walking around the event. So we were pinging in the pool area and kind of hanging out at that tournament, the Jimmy Johnson tournament, which was great. Go ahead.
Riscala said we're back to the pool thing again. Everybody's rubbing it in that he missed the pool
part. Well, I'll tell you what, it was pretty cold. I remember that. But it's pretty amazing. You were saying about double and triple locking things up. There was a recent story, and it was kind of alarming. People are driving around in vehicles with enough lock and bolt cutters that are actually cutting in through fences and deadbolts and things and getting at even chained up assets.
Yeah.
And there was a phone log. It was strange. A phone log was found of these guys driving around from Miami, driving around in the Stewart area. And they actually had a list of marinas on their phone that they were targeting, and one of them was one of my friends. So I called him and said, "Hey, do you know you're on a watch list?" And he said, "Yeah." The police identified the folks and said, make sure you lock up your stuff because they were coming and trying to get into the yards. So it's amazing that people are really putting tool packages together to get into not just pulling boats off the water, but getting into yards. And unfortunate story last week was in Pompano. A gentleman had a twin-engine boat, not required to have a tracker. Someone cut into his fenced yard. He's a boat dealer, took his personal boat, trailer, and 0-time Suzuki engines on a Proline boat, and then didn't have insurance, and it didn't have a tracker. And it was found the next day stripped, zero value. So it's just something that, yes, the asset is very important. You hear the stories, but even folks that are doing, anybody that goes offshore fishing also is participating in some kind of backcountry fishing, air boating, other sports, hiking, things like that. So that the trackers are so useful even for customers that are like in Lake Okeechobee or any of the Thousand Islands, Everglades. Even the lower cost sports need trackers, because if you go out duck hunting all day and nobody hears from you, how are they going to find you?
Yeah. Wow. You mentioned that you could put this small thing in the back of your pocket. I'm thinking, this might be a crazy idea, but those parents who are worried about their kids out all day long, give them one and say, you can't go anywhere without this in your back pocket. And I know where you are all day long.
100%, and it gives kids freedom. We have another customer who fishes the Southern Kingfish tournaments, and he's got a young 14-year-old son. And he has such peace of mind when that boy goes out, that the son feels like a big man, because he's out there now all by himself, bait fishing and fishing, and it gives everybody peace of mind in the family. Yeah. So that's a great need for that. And here's a total side note. We have people that have those trackers on snowmobiles and snow groomers. In 2 cases this week, people rented snowmobiles from, high quality rental places. The snowmobiles broke down, and they ended up walking out of the mountain in blizzards the last couple of days with no trackers. So they had groomer people driving around in the blizzards looking for these people walking down the mountain. So, if you just don't realize when you're going to get into a dangerous situation, it's totally expected.
Absolutely. And had they had a tracker on that snowmobile, it would have been a lot easier to find them and locate them from the rescue crews.
Yep.
Within 10 minutes, 10 minutes of them stopping, they would have been able to see the indication that the asset was stopped after 5 minutes of non-movement and gone right to that latitude and longitude, or look at a map overlay and say, oh, it's at the intersection of 95 and whatever. Even for, boat apprehension. All right, where did the bad guy just take the boat? Oh, he's fueling it up on 95 at Hypoluxo Avenue. Great, let's go get him.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. And then also just for safety, with those people making the cross to the Bahamas, or if they're making a long trip down to Mexico, or for those bigger sporties and yacht vessels that make the trip up to New York, it's a great asset to have. God forbid something happens to one of your engines, or both your engines for that matter, and you're stuck at sea.
All you need is 1 tank of bad fuel, even with 3 engines, and you're not gonna get where you're going. And we had a case, I think I mentioned on the last show, a brand new center console broke down with 3 engines, and only the girls in the office going to do the crossing to the Bahamas. The girls in the office were savvy enough to see the boat had no motion for a while, and were able to identify there was a problem, and that was a brand new boat. So all you need is bad fuel in the engines, and you're not going anywhere. And then you look at even the sailing gentleman I spoke about last time, going 6 knots, he broke down, no power, nothing but a flashlight and the stars. And luckily he had a tracker on his boat, and we unknowingly were tracking him, just making sure he got back in, 18 hours later. So, every industry and anytime you're leaving for longer than 5-6 hours, somebody needs a tracker of some type or something.
I agree.
Absolutely. And we were talking here, you can even have these on your personal airplanes if you God forbid your Cessna or something gets stolen, because that's another big theft.
Yep.
You can they can track you on that.
Yep. We're really excited about that. That mini tracks that I showed you in my pocket, that tracker we can also program for altitude and speed. So we'll be really pushing that hard soon. But we have a gentleman that has a son that flies from Jacksonville to Tallahassee, and he just wants to know that he got there, he landed, he's okay at school. But this will be, a great thing to have. So many of our boaters are flying their aircraft back and forth to their boats wherever they are in the country. Now you can know when your plane's on the ramp, did you get there okay? Even a little bit of maintenance on the plane. So we're pretty excited, about that. So you'll see us out in the aviation market now.
I just got an idea, and I know you don't focus on the automotive end of this thing, but could you use this? If I gave this to my daughter, Dad, I'm taking a trip we're here in West Palm. Dad, I'm taking a trip up to Georgia. Could I give her one of those things and literally watch her as she makes her travels?
You definitely can. It's going to be a 10-minute kind of programming messaging for the automobile. And, keep in mind, if it's something you want permanently on the vehicle, cellular is always a less expensive way to go on a vehicle where you have good cell coverage. Where we use the trackers on automobiles will be transportation vehicles, maybe gas delivery trucks that are going up into non-cell areas, any very, very valuable vehicle if you're worried about it getting stolen and taken out of the country. But if you had a tracker in your boat and your daughter's taking a trip, you just hand it to her, put it on the dashboard, put it under the seat, and sure, you could track her all the way to where she's going and back.
Great. I don't have to call her. Just get on the computer and boom, I can tell where she's
exactly.
at.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the best. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the best thing is people get messages a couple different ways. Every time that the tracker pings you, you get a satellite message to your phone with a link and to a map and a latitude and longitude. But like you just mentioned, if you were home, you could log on the computer. You could see the whole route, so the breadcrumbs, how many miles she's gone so far,
Wow.
what is her course over ground. Did she stop to get fuel here? Is she at Applebee's? So
Amazing.
So much information
amazing.
with the detail of the map.
That is amazing. So,
And I've done that a few times to customers. They've picked up boats, and I kind of watched them bring them back up to Stewart, and I'll be like, I just want to let you know, I see you at Home Depot. And they're like, wow, that's crazy. I'm like, you're the fourth parking lot from the front doors.
Oh,
so the
my
accuracy
goodness.
is amazing.
Carolyn, what kind of investment are we talking about here?
That's a great question. The trackers on average are $450. The activation is $50, and the yearly messaging is only about $1 a day. And if anybody calls in or buys from our website, we'll definitely do a $50 discount mentioning the Florida Fish Show. So we're happy to do that.
And, I mentioned that it is an investment. This is not people look at, I can't afford that. Can you afford to have whatever it is that you love and want so dearly taken from you? Because if you don't have something like this and someone comes along and takes whatever it is that might be, a boat, a jet ski, whatever that might be, and takes it from you, imagine the emotional aspect of this.
Well,
and for a minimal, what are we talking, $400, right?
Right.
After the first year, it's less than $1 a day. And honestly, Carol and I talked, you get the peace of mind for your loved one when they're out there fishing on the boat, or if they're making a travel via plane with the new application, but especially with the boating industry, if they're out there and God forbid something happens, you're always going to know where your loved one is to alert the Coast Guard or vice if they're fine and they're just on a big fish out there. You know that they're out there.
Happens. Yep, absolutely, that happens. And I have to tell you, kind of a story that, brings reality to it. There was a gentleman before he was a customer of ours that got his airboat stolen from Orlando area. And to get to his airboat, they actually shot and killed his dog. So never got the airboat back. So, people are not going to, if they want what you have and you don't have a way to protect it, it's not just the asset. It's other things that get involved.
Wow.
And, it's just terrible, what's going on. So you have to protect your assets. You have to protect your family. And, and do what you can to keep people at least detoured from trying to take something.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, especially with the security behind the Atlas tracker and the peace of mind. I mean, is your loved one worth less than $1 a day?
It's a slam dunk to me. It's not,
to put it in perspective for everybody, is your loved one worth less than $1 a day to know that they're safe when they're out on the water?
Wow.
Right. And I definitely encourage anybody that's listening to your show that if they know somebody that can offer this to customers, if they have any friends that are boat brokers, boat dealers, insurance brokers, I mean, we would love to talk with anybody to get more of these out there because it is so important. So relay the information.
Carolyn, we are out of time. It's the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for calling in. The Fish Florida Show will be back in a week. Don't go away. Thank you, Devin.
Have a good day. Thank you.